When we were asked to review the all-new Honda Activa, we decided to send the best man possible out for the job. Unfortunately, he was busy. So we had to send bike novice Rohan Joshi out instead. And here's what he thought of it.
Now, of all the guys on the Times Drive team, I'm the one guy that knows nothing about bikes. I mean, I did try to review a bike once earlier, but it didn't go so well. Now, I'm not one to accept defeat easily, and so I decided I was going to have another go at this whole bike business. And this time I told the producers I wanted a bike that was more manly, which is why I'm here in my leathers, helmet in hand. I haven't even shaved today. But I think I might be a bit overdressed for the occasion, because this is what they got me. The all-new Honda Activa. Funny, guys. Very funny. But once I'd established I had a Honda scooter instead of a Harley hog, I undressed for dinner and got on with the job. And it wasn't half bad, if a little slow. Now, the Activa has been around for about 8 years now, and in that time, not only has it murdered the kinetic Honda, it's also buried the body and then had a quiet little pee on it. And now Honda said, we're going to reward you by giving you a completely new makeover. The entire scooter gets a restyle, but here's what's new. A cushier seat and wider footboard. New body panels, and a grab rail.
Got this feeling in my head. It won't go away now.
The riding position on this thing is comfortable and the handling is pretty neutral. Unlike some creatures, this bike has absolutely no mind of its own and will do exactly what you tell it to do. Now, the ride on the Activa is pretty good. It's been raining a fair amount in Mumbai and I've been driving over some seriously lumpy roads. I'm not gonna lie to you, you do feel the bumps as you get on them, but never in a way that unsettles you. And that's saying a lot, especially for a novice like me. Now, the good folks at Honda have cranked the power up on this thing by just a notch. The previous Activa used to do 102cc, this one does 109. That gives you about 9 horsepower and 8.8 Newton meters. Exciting, huh? I know. But it really is enough on a bike like this. And you've got a bunch of bonus features like intelligent braking and puncture-proof tires. Everything on this bike was designed to make sure that a 17-year-old novice, or well, me, can deal with it first time they get on it. You know, there are some things about this bike that I really like. The dials are new and pretty funky, and there's a huge 18-liter space under your seat for storing things like your helmet or your midget girlfriend. Now, the reason the Activa is such a huge seller is because it's cheap, it's practical, and it's a brilliant vehicle to get around the city on. The new one just sort of takes all that and amplifies it even more. And at 41,000 rupees a pop, it's an absolute bargain. You know what? You don't need to be an expert to figure that one out.
The Zen was a milestone in Indian motoring when it first came out, and its successor, the Zen Estilo, couldn't quite live up to its illustrious older brother. But on the second-hand market, the Estilo still might be a winner. Here is Kailash Menon with the details.
Now, the car that I'm driving today didn't exactly set the cash registers on fire. It's not exactly attractive either. But if you want a tall boy design without going the boxy, boring Wagoner way, you want something that's different even in the tall boy clan, then the Zen Estilo might just fit the bill. When it first came out, it was a recipe for disaster. Suddenly the Zen wasn't small and spunky anymore. Maruti bolted a Wagoner engine in the Suzuki MR wagon body and you got the new Zen Estilo. Now, I'll never be able to forgive Maruti for killing the original Zen, which was such a fine car. But what surprised me even further was that they went ahead and named this the Zen Estilo, which for your information means stylish in Spanish. Stylish? I really don't think so. But on the road, it's not all that bad either. Now it's got the same Wagon-R 1.1 litre petrol engine that belts out 64 bhp, and it's got 84 Newton meters of torque on tap, which makes it an excellent city car to drive around, and I really mean it. I mean, slot this thing on the second or third gear and this thing just sprints ahead. But when you take a test drive, if your car is taking forever to reach speeds of, let's say, 80 kilometers, just walk away from that car. But the Estilo handles pretty well for a tall boy. Now the curvy aerodynamic design of the Estilo minimizes the wind resistance, and it handles a lot better than the Wagon-R at high speeds, but push it a little further and this thing starts to weave and wobble. It almost yells back at you, "Hey mister, take it easy would you, I'm no longer your daddy's old Zen." On the test drive, don't forget to check the following. First things first, make sure you check your car's gearbox, and to do that just flick gears and listen it for any unusual noises. Also, if you have to really grapple with the gear stick to slot it into the right gear, that means your gearbox is ruined, and make sure you stay away from that kind of car. Now if your car has done more than 30,000 clicks, make sure you check the clutch health. Always remember, a healthy set of clutch plates will launch the car from standstill even on a second gear. So try doing that, slot it on the second. And if the car strains or stalls or shudders, that means your clutch plates are gone. So make sure you negotiate a discount. The spares are cheap and easily available. The front bumper comes at 1,295 rupees and the rear bumper will cost you 1,100 rupees. The headlamp costs 2,500 rupees per piece, while the tail lamp comes at a measly 870 rupees. The wing mirrors will set you back by 356 rupees. I know it's not as good as the old Zen, but it's not that bad either. And since it's not the most sought after car in the used car market, you could nail in a sweet deal for yourself. A 2-year-old Estilo would cost somewhere from 1.5 to 2.5 lakh rupees, and a tall boy at that budget is quite neat.